mighty Mississippi, one lucky poker player is going to reel in $1 million payday tonight on the World Poker Tour.
The World Poker Tour is a series of 17 international poker tournaments featuring the biggest games,
Stoltzman has done it,
the
Vince.
greatest players, and the largest payouts on the planet. In Mississippi, 6 players, $3 million. There's big bucks on the bayou tonight on the World Poker Tour.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the World Poker Tour. I'm Mike Sexton, along with Vince Van Patten, and this is the final table of the World Poker Open at the Gold Strike Casino in Tunica, Mississippi.
Well, Mike, it is exciting. We are back on the banks of the mighty Mississippi, home of the original floating card room, and tonight we have a bunch of 21st century riverboat gamblers all wanting to take this title and the nearly $1 million that goes along with it.
The World Poker Open is one of those events that brings out the best players in poker, including former winners David the Devilfish Elliott, Barry Greenstein, and last year's 23-year-old Cinderella sensation, John Stoltzman.
Okay, this year's event, we started with 327 players, all putting up $10,000 each, but 321 have been battered, deep-fried, and sent home whistling Dixie because we are down to our final 6 players. Now, look, they all want to take this coveted WPT title, of course, and you know what? Take the lion's share of a $3.2 million prize pool.
Well, what a lineup we've got tonight. This could be a phenomenal final table. We've got 2 former WPT champions, a former world champion. Vince, this is going to be a good one.
Okay, let's meet the players, Mike. In 6th chip position, Valet. From Atlantic City, he's an electrical engineer. He's an amateur player. Who knows what's going to happen? 5th chip position, we've seen him on the World Poker Tour before. He is a great player. Mr. Gavin Smith, he is a superstar on the tour.
Boy, what a season he's having this year on the World Poker Tour, no doubt about it. In 4th chip position is Antran, longtime pro, lives in Las Vegas. And Vince, his nickname is the Boss. Going to be interesting to see if he can boss these guys around.
Yes, indeed.
In 3rd chip position is Raul Paez. Raul's a 28-year-old poker pro from Barcelona, Spain. And Vince, you know this guy wants to take the cash and the trophy back overseas.
Okay, 2nd chip position. We've seen him on the World Poker Tour before. 25 years old, superstar, Michael the Grinder Mizrachi. He's got $1,271,000. Can he take his 2nd title?
Well, when you talk about poker superstars, our chip leader with over 2.1 million in chips is the flamboyant and popular Scotty Wynn. Scotty is a former world champion. We've seen him on a number of occasions at WPT final tables. He has yet to capture a WPT title, but Vince, Scotty's got a great chance to do that tonight.
Well, he's the chip leader. He is overdue. Will Scotty Wynn finally win? We will find out. We're about ready to shuffle up and deal. Let's go down to the felt.
Open. Let's shuffle up and deal.
Let's talk about the structure. $3,000 antes, $12,000 and $24,000 for the blinds. And don't forget, the winner's going to get close to $1 million for his efforts.
What a final table we've got. 2 former World Poker Tour champions and a former world champion all sitting at this table. Incredibly, 2 of those guys, Scotty Wynn and Michael the Grinder Mizrachi, were at this exact final table 1 year ago.
All right, action's going to be on the man from Barcelona, Raul Paez. Takes a look down at 4 deuce. He's going to dump it.
Gavin Smith, he looks down at ace deuce offsuit. He's picking up chips. Gavin, a very aggressive player, and he's going to raise it, Vince. Comes in for $70,000.
Now on the great Scotty Wynn, peeks down at an 8-7 offsuit.
Well, Scotty Wynn, a great player. But Vince, he shares a dubious distinction with Phil Ivey that they've made like 6 final tables on the World Poker Tour and have yet to capture a title. Scotty's looking to change that tonight.
And now it's around to Antran.
He's got a pair of 7s in the small blind here.
A former poker dealer and floor man. Learned to play poker in the jungle while fighting alongside the Green Berets. Just extraordinary. Nice starting hand for Antran.
Antran opts to call here.
And Bal goes out, so Antran not getting aggressive. It is early. Just calling this. Pair of 7s versus Gavin Smith's Acey Deucey.
Flop comes 6-3 deuce. Good flop for Antran. He has the overpair, but he checks.
And Gavin, after Antran just checked, looks like he's getting chips ready.
120.
Picked up the deuces in position.
120.
sticking a bet in there of 120 grand.
120,000.
Now you got the overpair, your Antran. What do you do?
Well, it's actually a pretty good flop when you've got an overpair to the
It
three
is.
cards on the board. But still, it's hand number one. You don't want to go out early. There's such a difference between sixth place and what the winner gets.
Antran's been playing poker for 25 years, so respected in the poker industry.
But Antran does make the call.
Gavin, just a little upset stomach there. Here goes the turn.
Well, the 10 comes on the turn. Antran checks. Gavin realizes he was called before the flop.
And let's see if this guy will fire. No, he slows down with a check.
Well, now Antran's got to feel like he's got the best hand, Vince. And a 5 comes off.
And look at Gavin peeking over at the Antran.
Goes check, check. Antran's going to take down pot number one with a pair of 7s.
Antran takes the very first pot in Tunica.
My name is Antran. I was training by American Greenberry. Sometimes in the jungle, with nothing to do, we used to play No Limits. I don't think nobody can give me trouble.
Antran taking down pot number one. And Vince, those guys sitting in seats 1, 2, and 3 have got to be thinking they're looking at Amen corner down there. You're talking about Gavin Smith, Scotty Wynn, and Michael the Grinder Mizrachi. That is a tough corner to get around.
Raul folds. And now Gavin Smith throws away his king deuce.
Be nice, baby.
Action on Scotty.
I always nice to you, baby.
Scotty in the small blind makes the call with 2 4s.
And the Grinder with a junky little 6-5 says, that's fine, let's go.
We call him the Grinder because he says if you call him Michael, he won't even answer you. He is the Grinder. Well, the flop comes King 10-7, no help for either player. Scotty quickly checks. And look at this, the Grinder betting on 6 high.
He does not care what he has. He's the Grinder.
See,
He will bet.
If I call next call, you're gonna check anyway, right, baby? Let me see. Oh yeah.
Well, Scotty says if I call, you're going to check on the next card. I know that, so I will call you with my 2 4s. Oh, and he's hit 3 4s on the turn. Well, Scotty checked.
What do you want me to do?
You know what you're gonna do. You're gonna check it.
He wants me to check. Give me a check.
The table talk has started.
See? I know, baby.
Oh, man!
The Grinder has made the nuts. He's got a straight here.
All right, I'm still checking.
I'm not checking. I don't check.
You don't check, baby?
Michael Mizrachi has bet 170,000 here.
Hitting the nuts on a fluke.
170.
No, Scotty got 3 of a kind. He's got to think it's the best hand for sure. He is acting here. Vince, you got to feel certain. Scotty's going to raise it here. He is heading for Whitewater right now.
I can't believe I just called you this hand, baby. I should have raised you, but
Now, these are the 2 chip leaders going at it here.
I raise.
Scotty Wynn making the call
Now
here.
he's going to raise.
Johnny makes the call for 170.
And Mizrachi's turning up his cards.
Scotty said raise.
Yep.
God, look at this.
Put his chips out there.
God.
I thought he said call.
The Grinder turned his cards face up. Scotty saw the straight. He saw his beat. Now the tournament
When he went
directors are
to
making a
call,
ruling
it
here,
has-
Vince.
Yeah.
Chips were still in his hand. He said, I raise you.
Okay. What happened? Did anyone show any cards or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Scotty has every opportunity to raise. He can do whatever he wants to do at this point because he announced that he was going to raise. It's also up to the player's responsibility to know the action that goes on and what happens. I was over at the rail over there and I heard Scotty announce raise also.
I say Ray, and he turned over 5, 6.
What a turn of events here.
This is unbelievable.
Is that what you said? You said, I can't believe I'm just going to call you at this point?
And
Okay.
then
There would be
I said
reason to
raise.
believe that he would be.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go with the lesser action in a case like this then. Now that we have all the information, it would only be a call.
Well, tournament director John Niznansky
Look at this.
says Scotty only has to call this.
I
That
play
could
so
very
bad.
well have cost Mizrachi $1 million worth of chips there, Vince.
A mistake like that can cost you a tournament. I mean, that was a major mistake. He just immediately turned over his hand. Scotty just dodged the biggest bullet ever. Fast drama here at Tunica. The riverboat is churning quick. This is interesting so far. Stay tuned. We're coming right back.
My wifey is pregnant. She's due in 2 weeks.
Lily, Miss Grinder Elviro has picked up Big Slick, Ace King, and she goes.
My girl, she's little enough. She's deciding, let's drive up to Mississippi and watch me. Not many pregnant women would do that. I mean, the doctor said it's okay. She's strong. Maybe I'll win it because she's here. Who knows?
Welcome back to Tunica World Poker Open. 6 players have started, and already we have a major controversy. Mike, do you think the ruling was correct?
Well, in my opinion, I thought it was a wrong ruling, Vince, and I say that because Scotty announced raise. Verbal bets are binding. Unfortunately, the grinder turned up his hand. Scotty saw it. They called in the tournament director. He ruled Scotty didn't have to make the raise, but I believe Scotty should have been required to make at least the minimum raise. And the grinder should get a penalty also for exposing his hands before action was complete. He should have got a 10-minute penalty, but he would have made another $170,000.
Huge break for Scotty Nguyen. He just saved about $1 million, I believe. Interesting, different casinos, different rules sometimes. But right now, big break for Scotty Nguyen. Action back on Bao Lei. He's got Big Slick, the amateur player.
Well, he is going to raise it. Let's put the call out there first. It looks like he's getting out another $65,000, and that's what he's doing.
65.
So it's $89,000 in total.
Raul Paez with 8-5 offsuit goes out. And now Gavin Smith has 10-5, can't play it.
Over to Scotty Nguyen. He's got to be counting his blessings that things went so well for him that last hand.
Well, he's got King 4 of hearts, but I don't even think he's thinking about this hand. He's just reevaluating his whole life right now after that last debacle. He goes out now. Mizrachi's got a big hand in the small blind. Ace 10 of spades.
You got to wonder what his psyche is like right now.
89.
He recognizes the mistake. It was not in the tournament director's ruling. It was with him for exposing his cards too quickly that last hand, but he's moving on. He's playing this one now. He's making the call.
Seems a little embarrassed. Can't blame him. The Antran, he throws away 9 deuce, so two-way action. The electrical engineer, Bao Lei, versus the grinder with Ace 10 of spades. Here's the flop, King Jack 3. Nice for Bao Lei. Mizrachi checks it.
All in.
Bao goes all in very quickly.
Notice he didn't push his chips out there because verbal bets are binding.
And the grinder cannot compete with that. So just like that, the 43-year-old from Atlantic City, the electrical engineer, has won this pot. What an opportunity, going after close to $1 million. This has got to be exciting for him.
My occupation is electrical engineering. Since I play poker, I don't want to work no more.
That's why I'm the tiger. I'm the tiger, my friend.
If I win the money, maybe I open a restaurant. I have a lot of things up in my mind.
Nicely done for Bao Lei. He's going for the Bruce Lee look here tonight.
Well, a little bit.
Yeah.
A couple of his hobbies are taekwondo and karate.
Action on Raul, the Spaniard. He's got Jack 4 this time.
He folds.
Gavin Smith with King Deuce of diamonds. Can't play.
Well, Scotty Nguyen's taking a little break. Up to the grinder here.
85 total. 85 total.
He's got Ace Jack on the button and raises it. Comes in for $85,000.
He's going to try to push these guys around. Action on Antran. He's got a little pair of deuces, though, in the small blind.
Well, he knows the grinder is a very aggressive player. Raises all the time in position like this on the button.
Right.
Yes, he says he's going to raise this.
He's coming over the top. He's going to try to take it down right now.
Wow, he does not believe Mizrachi is that strong.
That's a healthy raise, Vince. 200,000 more. Bao Lei. The 6-5 of diamonds.
Now